Max?
Oh, no.
Get to that air raid siren. It's time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout, of course, when we overreact to the football weekend in Texas. And per usual, there's a lot to overreact to. Let's start with my 3 big thoughts. Thought number 1, D up. After having a weekend to sort through the results from Friday night, I think my overall thought is that the teams that played defense were the teams that impressed me the most. Let's start Thursday night. 2 games. Galena Park North Shore's 35-3 win over Spring Westfield. Yes, we can talk about Zach Evans and Demetrius Davis, and we will a lot because they're great. But why they won that game was because the defense was lights out. Highland Park's win over Lone Star, 10-7. In a game that we thought was going to be a battle of these 2 great quarterbacks that are kind of emerging, coming into their own, and Julian Larry for Lone Star and Chandler Morris for Highland Park, it ended up being the Highland Park defense that won the game. Both defenses looked great, and I came away impressed by both of them. But the defense was what ended up leading the way. College Station beats Huntsville 20-7. That was a Huntsville team that was humming. Newton holds down West Orange Stark.
Yep.
Dominates them. That team speed is just really ridiculous. It was only half a game, so we don't know how the other half would have played. But Allen shutting out Coppell in the first half is really impressive. To me, and then, by the way, maybe the most impressive, maybe the most impressive result of the weekend was Mason's win over who went there?
Sonora.
Sonora, thank you. Mason's win over Sonora, 27-0.
No one comes into the Puncher Dome.
Nobody walks in the Puncher Dome. They haven't lost there since 2011. But to hold that Sonora offense, which was looking very good,
right?
Brian Van Winkle and company, to hold them in check was really impressive. The other team that I think maybe is flying under people's radar, but really, really impressed me on Friday, was Holiday. Holiday shut out, I believe, Windthorst. And Windthorst was humming. This was a team that was humming, but their defense was fantastic. To me, this was a weekend that was characterized by the defensive efforts. That's what impressed me the most. Thought number 2, opportunities. Both opportunities taken advantage of and opportunities missed. Let's start with opportunities missed so we can cheer you up at the end. TCU boy had an opportunity to get into the college football playoff conversation. And a college football game is 60 minutes.
Yep.
And I would say that TCU was the better team for 55 of them.
Fair.
They were better team for 55 of them, and then they gave it away in the other 5 minutes.
I think that was a good example of just Ohio State having that extra bit of talent that was like, oh, we can overcome this, right?
Like, it's weird. I don't feel like it. I feel like TCU gave away the game to Ohio State more than I feel like A&M gave away the game to Clemson.
Oh, okay.
That's I keep coming back to that because, and maybe it's because it was so quick,
right?
And there was just like, it was so clear. It's like, oh man, like TCU's got this. Like if they keep this going, and then it all fell apart
right
so quickly. Maybe that's why.
Sure.
But first of all, if you're a TCU fan, the glass half full part is you can hang with anybody.
Yeah.
Literally anybody in the country.
Yeah.
Ohio State's a top 5 team. I don't think there's really any doubt about it. That offense is amazing.
Yeah, they were humming.
They're incredible. Dwayne Haskins so good.
Yeah.
But if you're TCU, you're thinking we can hang with anybody.
Sure.
But the difference between good teams, even great teams, and elite teams is that little 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And Ohio State made those 5 minutes count. And you can't help but they missed it.
They did enough to hang around.
They missed an opportunity,
Yeah.
right? They missed an opportunity. Did anybody else miss an opportunity? Am I thinking of anybody? Max, you got anything?
Nope.
I thought I had one more thing.
Sure.
Okay, so that's the bummer. Let's talk about that's the bummer. Here's the upside. North Texas. We talked about how North Texas had an opportunity to jump on board there's one more missed opportunity I'll think of. Jump on board and become the team that everybody's talking about. And gosh dang it, they did it.
Yep.
And you know what they did that the other team that I just thought of that missed an opportunity, Baylor, didn't? Is that North Texas looked at this game and said, this is our moment. We are pulling out all the stops.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing whatever it takes. This is the game. That if we win this game, everything's right in front of us at that point.
Sure.
And they pulled out all the stops. Everyone's seen the fake fair catch, which is so genius.
Amazing.
So genius and so gutsy.
Yes.
Because Keegan Brewer
he could
have
destroyed.
I mean this very literally. Keegan Brewer could have died.
Yes.
Like, you are giving an SEC defender, an SEC gunner,
Yeah.
a free shot.
Right.
If he is heads in.
Punt returner, being a punt returner is one of the scariest things I think on the football
It's
field.
the worst job.
You have to look up,
Yes.
hope that, judge for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right, where everyone is in front of you. And yeah, gunners are running full speed at you to light you up.
Right.
And all you can do is wave your
That's
hand
incredible.
to protect yourself, maybe.
It was an incredible game, incredible play, but that is only the cherry on top of what was a complete performance. Contrast that with what Baylor did against Duke. We've talked basically since the magazine came out about how the Duke game was the turn game.
Right.
If they beat Duke, you feel like they got a great shot to make a bowl. And if they don't beat Duke, then they don't. And I couldn't help but shake that Baylor got outcoached,
Yeah.
and that Baylor viewed that game more like a non-conference game that's just another game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they got super conservative,
That is
and that
fair.
was something that I feel like that was an opportunity missed. And thought number 3, don't leap. There are some teams that are a bit surprising in their records right now. So this don't leap means 2 things. 1, don't jump off a building. Don't do that. Never do that.
Never do that.
But 2, don't jump to conclusions about your team if they're struggling at 0-3. Mesquite Horn, for example, is 0-3. According to our rankings, they have the highest strength of schedule in the state. Smithson Valley is 0-2. They have the 7th highest strength of schedule. There's going to be a note. I think it's easy to forget because 3 games does seem like a lot. It seems like we're like a full month into the season, right?
Right.
There's no need. I don't think we have enough data to draw grand conclusions yet.
Sure.
So, especially with some of the games affected by weather, take your time. Don't leap. Those are my 3 big thoughts. 3 helmet stickers. A helmet sticker for Marion quarterback Taylor Mills. 21-29, 361 yards, and 3 touchdowns through the air. Added 100 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Marion quarterback Taylor Mills gets a helmet sticker. So does Texas Tech quarterback Alan Bowman. 43 of 59, 605 yards, 5 touchdowns through the air. He has now thrown 8 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. I tweeted this morning. He was 43 of 59, okay? Houston, and these are not perfect statistics, but Houston was credited with 8 pass breakups, okay? Which means that he only missed on 8 of 59 passes. That's stupid for a freshman.
Cliff grows these guys on trees, man.
I'm telling you. And this is the point where Max Thompson gloats because he has been driving the Alan Bowman train.
I've been a Bowman stan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But even I am stunned at the amount of don't give a you know what that kid has.
Dude,
I mean, he's got insane confidence, and he's I don't know. I mean, he also has like a T-Rex motion, like a little chicken wing throw, but it works. I mean, he just kind of slings it around, and he's fun, man.
You're exactly right. He's a guy who thinks that he can make every throw.
Yeah.
And guess what?
He's
right. Like, you know what it reminds me of?
Yeah.
He doesn't have as strong an arm, but Pat Mahomes.
Oh,
Pat
yeah.
Mahomes is that same way.
Oh, yeah.
That he was like, I can make that throw.
I mean, speaking of NFL, you saw him this weekend. You were like, oh, that's the guy we saw at Tech.
Yeah.
Like, that's that same confidence we saw at Tech.
And a helmet sticker for Arlington Bowie quarterback Malcolm Mays. 470 yards and 4 touchdowns passing. That's a pretty nice day at the office for Arlington Bowie quarterback Malcolm Mays. 3 teams to watch. Hey, how about the Cisco Lobos? Remember them? They are 2-0. They get a big win over Breckenridge on the road. Big win for them, 34-13. Keep an eye on the Lobos. They are looking very good right now. They've outscored their opponents 90-20 so far. Texas Wesleyan. Ladies and gentlemen, the Texas Wesleyan football team is in the win column. They get a win over Texas College. It is their first victory since, what is
1941?
it? 1941.
Is that
November
right?
7th, 1941.
There you go.
77 years. Congratulations to them. 27. Or they got the 36-7 win over Texas College at Farrington Field. Congratulations to them.
Corey Hogue emailed me about that over the weekend. Our small school expert, and he was like, I'm having trouble picking the team of the week in the small school ranks. Is it Wesleyan for their first win since 1941? Or is it Incarnate Word for how much of a beatdown they delivered to Stephen F. Austin? I said, always go with the bigger team with the more surprising result.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we take anything away from Wesleyan.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
That's a big, big win. Congratulations to them. 3 teams to watch. The other one, finally. Yeah. New schools. Conroe Grand Oaks is 2-1 in their first varsity season. Alvin Shadow Creek is 3-0.
Yeah.
The Sharks are on the rise. It's been a big, big year for new schools.
Katy Paytow, 2-1, I think.
Katy
right?
Paytow, I believe, is 2-1. Things are looking up for a lot of these teams. That's fun. I'm glad that these new schools are seeing some early success. That always makes things fun. Bridgeland's 2-1.
Yeah.
Got to shout out the Bears.
Yeah.
Bridgeland's 2-1.
They were one of our teams to watch last week.
3 teams to worry about. Ennis is now 0-2. And they lost. That's 2 losses. Look, the first game to Waxahachie, rivalry game, first game out of the chute.
Bigger school.
That's fine. Bigger school, whatever. Kaufman, though, they're playing their first 5 game as a 5A team, and I don't want to take anything away from Kaufman. We're going to talk about them in a minute. Spoiler alert. But that's to get beat like that is not very Ennis-like.
I think it's early. It's a whole new system. I think it's just going to take time, unfortunately.
North Forney this weekend, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Not going to get any easier. They're going to have to score a lot of points, and that hasn't been their forte so far.
Houston. For a team, and I reached out. I was crunching some numbers, doing a little bit of back-of-the-envelope math, and I fact-checked this with a friend of the show, Bill Connolly at SB Nation, because he's my football robot leader. I asked him, am I missing something, or is Houston's havoc rate pretty bad for a team with the best defensive player in the country? And his reply was, yeah, minimal disruption, minimal anything good, pretty inexcusable. They are, the way that you measure havoc rate is tackles for loss plus sacks plus forced fumbles plus pass breakups.
Basically, I kind of look at it as like anything proactive the defense does.
Yes, anything proactive. And the bottom line is they are not getting any pressure. By the way, Alan Bowman was sacked 1 time. Now, I know Ed Oliver was coming in and out with cramps.
Sure.
He was sacked 1 time. He was hurried 0 times. 0 times. He had all day to throw. And the bottom line is that this Houston defense gave up 700 yards. That's not going to cut it. And I know they've got the best player in the country, but it's got to be up to those other 10 guys. And I think that Houston defense is officially a liability.
I mean, when you look at similar to a couple of years ago with South Carolina and Jadeveon Clowney, it's like if you know you can take out 1 guy and the rest can't get it done without that, you can send 3 bodies at him. And
Navasota, 0-3, lost to Brian Rudder. Things are not going good for Navasota right now. That's it's tough. So,
good question just off that.
Yeah.
I know you don't know this off the top of your head. Can you think of any 0-3 teams who have gone on to win a state championship?
No. The one that always springs to mind was it North Shore?
Yeah, they were 1-3.
They were 1-3.
1-3 in the first few games.
Yeah, I don't know. I would need to look that up.
I'm sure someone has. There's just too many freaking championship winners for it not to happen. Yeah. John Velo down in Comfort asked that, but it's kind of segued.
It's a really good question.
And,
you know what? I'm gonna do some research and I'll come up with that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
sounds good.
that is Monday Morning Fallout.